All over the country are taking to the streets calling for progress and standing up to racial injustice. Many are following in the footsteps of a generation now old enough to be their grandparents, a generation who marched for voting rights and civil rights and equal rights. Our Savannah Gato, as she finds out, the thing driving today's generation is the same as that which drove their predecessors: change.
Hell no, we won't go. No justice, no peace.
From Louisville, Mississippi to Selma, Alabama, Memphis, Tennessee, Chicago, and Washington, D.C. This has always been the voice of change. And that change all starts with
action. Like so many people talk about, oh, change, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, but when you actually see people like standing up and getting out there and doing it and just pushing themselves forward and being consistent and determined, you know, that's what it's all about. I mean, real change starts with action.
Dr. Marty Wiseman taught political science for years at Mississippi State University. He has watched history unfold.
One thing you can compare it to is the protests in the 60s. You had back then the confluence of the anti-war protests and the culmination of the civil rights movement. So you had a lot of people that were making their statements in the street.
Arthur Harris is one of the newest generation of protesters.
Us having all these protests and the rallies we are drawing out there, where we pulling out the problems, we're letting people know that, hey, you know, it's that time now. We're tired of being our mouth closed. It's definitely that time.
Wiseman says there is one big change from the 60s to now. Information is instant, and some protests take place solely on social media.
Internet, Facebook, Snapchat, all of the different means of communication, and the 24-hour news channels that are constantly searching for content.
In the 1960s, Congress passed the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act, both connected to protests held in the nation at that time. All right, we're going to